Hi, Shell.
And all you other weirdos watching.
So it's that time of year. It's the end of the year, and we're all wondering what we're all going to be doing next year. Basically, it's that time where everybody's posting their goals videos. And I thought since it's December, I'm going to post on the 20th and not just on the 5th. So, yay! So I kind of started this ages ago, just trying to figure out what it is I wanted to do. And like usual, it started in the back of my diary with the plans for 2025. And I made a really, really long list of things that I might be wanting to get done or to do. So I'm going to pick and choose. I don't think it's going to be productive to attempt a full list. It's just not in the cards. But I will say, this is the last time I have a diary. I'm going to save money on a diary. And I've just found a very old, like GCSE old workbook that I was able to salvage because I only used like 2 pages. And I just timed it. I have all of my months because I don't use the week to week thing. And I'm going to try something new. I'm going for 2025 to do something called cyclic, a YouTuber that I can't remember the name of. If I find them, I'll put the name on screen. But I liked how they broke up the year. Instead of doing monthly, you're doing it by 4-week cycles. And then at the end of 3 of those cycles, you have a reset week, and then you've finished a quarter of the year. And I thought this would be good to try being a bit more productive. And I don't normally care for productivity. It's just, I don't care. Do what you want, it's fine. However, it's that time of year, and at work, my day job. Oh boy. There's this song that comes on the radio and it mocks me every year. And it's that song that I suppose could mock everybody who sets these kind of things. But it's, did you write that book? Did you get out of here? Yeah. But it's the other goals that I have as well, because I also want to be learning languages. And I also want not only to write the book, but to have a consistent art practice, because I miss it. I've been painting people's Christmas presents this year, and I know come January the paints are going away and probably very rarely coming back out. So I'm going to try cyclic. You know what? I'm just going to call it quarter cycle planning. So just to my dyslexia can handle it. But yeah, quarter cycle planning, because I can have a quarter goal and mini cycle goals. And yeah, I'm hoping I can, within that, do what I want to do. And I've even given myself the first half of the year goals. I've not done the second half because I don't even know if I'm going to keep up with it. There's no point in planning a full year ahead of time. But yeah. Also, to combat my YouTube addiction, I've only left the weekend blank. I've given myself the weekdays to do stuff. And so the weekend, I get to watch YouTube, because a few videos I struggled to death with spending a week away from YouTube. So, and then like 5 days after I posted that, I found a video with a lovely little advice on how to quit that addiction, which is basically to install Trapped for YouTube. It is brilliant. I have turned off infinite scrolling. I've turned off the next up videos, like that entire bar for what's next, and that has stopped me from scrolling middle of the video that I'm currently watching. I even found myself scrolling down whilst I was watching a video, just out of impatience, and I kind of remembered there's just comments down here. But yeah, I've turned off infinite scrolling. I've turned off certain ads that disguise themselves as videos. I've turned off the ad bars that appear. It's just so much nicer now. And on top of that, I can get bored of YouTube. I actually got so bored of YouTube. I went to work early one day. It was beautiful, but it worked. It actually worked. And I'm given a select amount of videos, because what I used to do was I would scroll and scroll, tab it into another tab. I would click on it into another tab and then keep scrolling. I wouldn't actually watch the videos until like later, until I got bored of scrolling so much that I was just like, okay, I can watch this video now. But it got to a point where my tab queue was ridiculous. So I'm actually able to stop that, thankfully, with turned off infinite scrolling. Yay! Without a doubt, I am pretty much set for this goal list I'm going to do. So, my top goals that I do want to do, one of those goals is to increase my YouTube video making to include not just the 5th of the month upload, but the 20th. If I follow through on this, you'll get a January 20th. I should be able to. It's I'm hoping to increase my YouTube video creation just to see if I can handle the output. Plus, it also means I have accountability in some of these things that I'm doing. And it's just like, I need to do these things. Otherwise, I don't have anything to talk about. So, yeah. One of the top things on the list is to write books. I need to get into a consistent writing habit. And yeah, I already have my next project ready to go. I'm not going to write the big epic fantasy right off the bat. I have a random mini novella series. Like, these can be like snapshots, or they could be one single book and just be put into parts. I don't know. But all I do know is that it's in my head and I'm starting to write it down bit by bit, and I do need to plan it out and start writing it properly. And if I have a consistent writing routine, like, I don't want to say routine, I hate routine. If I have a consistent writing habit where I just sit down for half an hour, and like I do with current YouTube editing, I sit myself a hour long session to edit a video, and if I use that to my other hobbies, I mean, I just have to write for like 15 minutes and then I can put it down. I just need to turn up. Just turn up and I'll be writing for like 2 hours. I just have to do 15 minutes and then I can do whatever. Because I just have to turn up and do, and then I'll be there for hours, realistically. But yeah, my second one is to paint many paintings. I really have missed doing art, and this year I have started a sketchbook when I went to Norway, and I realised I need to get good because I've been idle for like 7 years since uni. It's been so long, and I tried to draw birds in a window, or and then at the top they would fly out of the window, but it just looks so bad. It's like, how did I forget how to draw birds? And this was like something I was drawing from in a museum. It didn't go well. And so I just spent some time in Norway just drawing. And it did get better. I was consistently drawing, and it did finally. Like riding a bike, you've just got to like get back to the basics of what you can do and what you used to do. And now I just want to try and get better at it after 7 years. Remind myself I was good. I just need to get back to it because right now I'm atrocious. I do want that consistency, and I thought if I just turn up for the small things, I have ideas of what I want to do next year. The other, okay, so my next goal, number 3, is to learn piano. A year ago, I bought a secondhand keyboard for 20 quid in the British Art Foundation Furniture and Electric shop. I barely play it, it's just sitting on its side because I think my problem there is its setup. I need to clear the space, I need to put the keyboard on the table, plug it in. I need to maybe find a permanent home where it's constantly set up and ready to go, because all that needs is a 10 to 15 minute practice session every day. That's all that is required to develop a skill. Just get the feel of the keyboard again, and then just learn little fragments of a song 10-15 minutes a day. I want to do it. it. No particular reason other than it's just a fun thing to be able to say you can do. But yeah, so my next few is to learn some languages. I do want to learn BSL because honestly, I do believe everybody should be learning BSL in school or ASL, wherever you are from, the sign language. We should be able to communicate with all members of society. Yeah, I do want to communicate with people a lot better in their own language. That's why I was wanting to learn Norwegian before I went to Norway and failed, but I do want to get back on that and learn it properly. And I think my reason why I failed that is because I didn't surround myself properly with like Norwegian media. Like I've actually done a bit of I've been watching a bit of YouTube on how to learn languages. You gotta admit, even though I've got a YouTube addiction, it is very freaking handy. A lot of people say you've got to hear the language and surround yourself with it. So even though I knew that I would have to, like on my language learning goals to do list was to like watch a film in Norwegian, I thought I would have to learn a bit before doing so. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to put it on in the background whilst I'm doing stuff so I can listen to it regardless of what I'm doing. Just attempt it. And even if I am learning BSL and Norwegian at the same time, I think I'm also kind of learning Dutch for my Amsterdam trip in May. I'm going to learn Dutch for the first half of this year and then Norwegian after May. Yeah, I'm gonna don't ask me why I'm doing this. I just feel like I want to be a good tourist and say that I'm attempting to communicate. Yeah. Also, reading a menu is a lot but easier if you know some of the stuff. Fun fact: my name means cheese in Dutch, minus the give or take an A. Hilarious. My other goal is quite weird. Probably doesn't fit in with the rest of the usual, but it's to learn to unicycle because I have a unicycle. I've had it for a while and I have attempted to learn. However, I no longer have a private alleyway where I can try and practice being upright and moving forward with the balance of the walls. I kind of lost that. I do technically have a wall, but it's just I have to like sort that out in the summer and then I can go for it. And I think it will be a summer thing, just so I have the daylight. I have I remember trying to learn a while ago, like a few years ago, and the amount of bruises just below my knees, just from the pedals. Yeah, it was fun though. It was very fun, and I want to learn properly, and I'm gonna do it this year, this summer. Okay, so I think the next few, yeah, I think the next few is just generalize things that I don't have to do or complete this year, but it's just to minimize the amount of stuff I have because I live in a small space. I have a lot of furniture fitting in a small space. It would be easier if I didn't have so much cluttering it. Minus my bookshelves, that brings me joy, and the books I've collected for years, and they actually hold a purpose, and I like them. And yeah, I'm not going to minimize my book collection, but I do like the idea of becoming a minimalist. Just the idea of being able to pack up everything and go. But I think it's doable. But again, that doesn't have to be this year. I've been doing this for so long now, just reducing the amount of stuff I have, that eventually I will be a minimalist. It's just I'm minimalist in practice. I'm not bringing new things in. I'm also anti-capitalist. I'm not buying stuff that I don't need. I also kind of had a book buying ban where I don't buy any books. The other one is just become fitter because for health reasons, because of the unfortunately I have heart issues running in my mum's side of the family. So yeah, heart attacks, triple bypasses. Yeah, I don't want to inherit heart issues, so it's just get out and just do just get that heart healthy. Get that heart healthy, and I'm not having a heart attack in my old age. No. Well, no, technically I started ages ago. I started when my mum was freaking me out about it. So read the majority of my bookshelves is like another vague one, and can be like over time, and that also goes hand in hand with my book buying ban. But yeah, and I suppose that is the majority of the goals, but I do have reading goals. And got my little notebook, little notepad. My reading goals for 2025. So it's basically just to read from the envelope selection that I created. It's basically just to gamify my reading a bit. So in these blank envelopes are cards made by an artist I found in Norway, and in them is a little post-it note, and on that post-it note is 3 books, or 2 books on one and another post-it note saying another. So there's 3 fantasy books. The envelope is numbered, and there is a non-fiction book attached to it. So I'm gonna put this back. So since I have 4 envelopes and 4 quarters of the year, I'm gonna pick a card, any card, every beginning of the quarter, and I have to finish reading it by the end of the quarter. I also put down that I should listen to an audiobook put in those quarters. I'm just like, we'll see. But I think, like, if I have multiple books in different formats, it should be easier. But I do have quite an extensive audiobook things like list that I haven't got through yet. Also, I have a library card and I'm not using it. So one book from the library per quarter. So all in all, I should be reading 6 books per quarter, give or take, depending on the mood. However, I'm gonna predict I'm not gonna finish Assassin's Apprentice in time. I'm like dawdling on the end of Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. It's I think I'm procrastinating ending it because it is a nice book, but I also have following 2 in the trilogy, so I do need to fit in reading those 2 at some point. So those 2 might interject with what I want to read, depending on what the cards pick. This is just to gamify my reading because it just makes it that little bit fun, because back in 2020 I wrapped up 6 books and then I rolled up dice and see what I read, and I believe there was 3 of those were book ones in a trilogy and a few that weren't, and I think that really helped. It like gamified it. But yeah, I don't know. I think I've put these down so much that, like, so far away that I can't remember what is in here. I do know Six of Crows duology is in here. His Dark Materials, I think I put on here. What else did I think I put down? I should stop guessing and wait and see. I really should. But yeah, that is my reading goals for 2025. I hope everybody is having a good holiday time, and I'll see you all next year. And I'm hoping we all don't put too much pressure on ourselves to complete said goals. We are living life to our fullest, and that is that. Anyway, bye, Shell.